Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It is Mr. Fry here with a lesson for you. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than what we've done so far this year. I won't be in your classroom in person doing this because that would just be too much time, and I want you to get time with your teachers and to kind of feel out the new school environment that we're in right now. And it's also not a live virtual lesson, pretty much for the same reasons. So I hope you enjoy this lesson all the same. And if you want to see me like usual, just let your teacher know. In fact, I've been impressed with some of you, some of the fifth graders here, who have been able to send me emails recently. So if you don't know how to send me an email, ask your teacher. They'll help you out. But I've been really enjoying getting emails from you and communicating with you that way. All right, let's get to it. So our topic today is stress. I thought this might be kind of timely considering what we're all doing right now. So is stress good? Is it bad? Is it neither? Or is it both? It's kind of like where we're working in our brains today. But before we hop right into the conversation, we are going to take our minute to check in. Now, if you're in the fourth and fifth grade, we've done this a number of times in my lessons. Second and third grade, I don't think we have, but I think you're going to enjoy this as well. So here's the deal with the 1 minute check-in. This is 60 seconds for you. I want to make sure that your brain, your body, and your physical self, your emotions are all in the right place to learn, okay? So what's going to happen is I'm going to play 60 seconds of music that hopefully you will find fairly calm and peaceful. It helps if you're wearing headphones for this. If you don't have headphones, that's okay too. So in this 60 seconds, I want you to check in with your physical self. Okay, how does your body feel? Close your eyes, do a body scan from head to toes. Any aches, any pains, stomach aches? Are you tired? Are you really hyper? Just see how you're doing. If you need something that you can fix, like let's say, oh, I got a headache. Can I focus on that? Can I maybe take some deep breaths, bring that headache down? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But let's just kind of do a body scan, check in with your physical self. Second thing I want you to do is check in with your emotional self. How are you feeling right now? Okay, are you happy, sad, angry, frustrated, confused, hungry, bored? Just ask yourself, self, how am I feeling? And third, your intellectual self. Are you ready to learn? And if you're not ready to learn, is there something physical or emotional in the way that you can kind of fix for yourself in the next 60 seconds? All right, so some time for yourself. So we're going to do this 60 seconds, time for yourself. Here we go. Well, that was 1 minute. So hopefully you took that time to maybe take some deep breaths, maybe clear the clutter in your brain, maybe focus on yourself for just that 1 minute. It can be really nice just to think about yourself and what you need, even if it's just for a minute. Okay, and if you ever want to find music like that, like you want to do that for yourself, guys, YouTube has everything. Just type in peaceful music, meditative music, calm music, whatever you want to find. YouTube pretty much has it. I think we all know that, but sometimes we forget. Okay, we're not going to listen to that again. Let's go to the next slide. So today we are talking about stress, okay? This is always an important topic, especially now, and especially now that we're coming back into the building during this ongoing pandemic. So by now we probably all spent at least 1 or 2 days in the building, okay? And I don't know how you feel about it. Maybe you're excited, maybe you're frightened, but I would assume you might be a little bit nervous one way or the other, okay? So that's why we're talking about this topic today, stress. And to help us talk about stress, we are going to watch this video from Kids News Break. All right. So they're going to explain stress to you. Then I might cut in a time or two and kind of add something to kind of help you understand what they're talking about. But when the video's over, we're going to rehash and revisit what they talked about so we get the important points. Okay. So let's listen to these kids talk about stress. Okay, so adrenaline and cortisol and that is not important. What is important is what he has said so far about stress, right? Stress is when we respond to something that's making us feel anxious, nervous, frustrated, frightened, those big emotions that suddenly kind of come flooding into your body, okay? He's going to talk about evolution, which just means historically, why does stress exist? Okay, well, stress exists to keep us safe. All right. So he's going to get to that. But I think it's also important to recognize that kids have stress. You guys have stress in your lives, a lot of stress. We all have a lot of stress. Sometimes adults forget that. Okay. So first of all, just recognize that you have stress. And we'll talk about after the video how to kind of figure out what it is that you're feeling and is it stress. Okay, so we're going to let her talk. She's not talking about anything stress related, but I think it's important the point he just made. When you feel stress, your heartbeat, your heart rate increases. If you can find it in your neck, there it is. If you can find it on your wrist, I've never really been able to. And if you have a fancy like finger adapter, if you ever get to the doctor and they take your heartbeat, you can feel your heart rate increase. You may put your hand on your chest if you're feeling really stressed and boom, 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 right? That is stress, okay? So heart rate increasing is a number one sign of feeling stress, whether it's positive stress or negative stress where you're in danger. Increase in heart rate, number one sign. So, so what he's saying is, I accidentally took it back to the beginning. What he's saying there is that basically the way humans used to live when we lived more kind of out in a natural environment, we would have animals, we would have weather, we would have, like rain, snow, forest fires, big things like bears, coming to attack you. So that wouldn't happen a lot, but when it did, we would have a stress response. And that stress response worked to shoot your body with a bunch of adrenaline, which is you can recognize adrenaline when you suddenly get a rush of energy, okay? Whether because you're frightened and you feel like, oh, do I need to run away? Or because you get excited and you're like, yeah, let's go out and run around. That is adrenaline, okay? Your body does that to protect you. It gives you the strength and energy and like a sudden shot to run away, to fight something off if something is attacking you. it was all about survival. Okay, the way we live right now, we don't really live in that kind of wilderness, natural world survival kind of situation. But we have stress around us all the time. We have far more stress in our lives right now than humans have really had, thinking back as long as humans have been around. So let's continue listening. Can't stress that enough. Getting a good night's sleep for you at your age means about 10 hours of sleep. Not like laying in your bed, looking at a phone or playing video games or watching TV, but literally sleeping for 10 hours. Okay. For example, if you went to bed at 10 o'clock at night, that means you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's 10 hours of sleep. Sleep, not like I said, watching TV or playing video games. So think about how much sleep you get, because you're not recharging your batteries, right? If you never plug in your phone, its batteries are just going to die and you're not going to have a phone. That's you. Your body has a whole lot more stress when you don't recharge your batteries by sleeping at night. It might be the most important thing you could do for stress. Okay. What happened? There we go. Okay, so basically we were done with that, and I went to kind of review what he was saying, because the rest of it was just kind of, it was a little off topic, kind of goofy. So let's review. Okay, number one, stress. Stress is a feeling of tension in your emotions or your body. Okay, so you can feel it physically, you can feel it emotionally, and it is as you respond to something that's happening, an event. Okay, maybe a basketball game. Maybe like me, when I was younger, you played a lot of basketball and you're on teams and you have a game and you get kind of stressed and you're feeling excited but nervous and kind of a little worried at the same time, okay? Maybe there's a challenge, or maybe there's a demand placed on you. You have all this homework, or something happens in your life. You're in a car accident. That's stress. Those things cause stress, okay? It can make you feel frustrated, angry, upset, worried, or nervous. That's what stress is. Stress is not good or bad. Okay? It could be both, could be neither, it could be one or the other. Stress protects us from danger. But when the danger is always there, stress can overwhelm us. Okay? Maybe you live in a household where there's a lot of chaos, where there's a lot of people who argue or yell, and that makes you feel stressed all the time. So much so that maybe you don't even recognize that you're feeling stressed. Okay? Which is why doing things like those 1-minute body check-ins with yourself can be important, because it can help you identify what's going on in your body. Okay, you got to take time for yourself. Now, if we don't deal with stress, it can build up in our bodies and we can feel sick, we can feel tired, we can feel angry, anxious, right? Scared, nervous, and even depressed, which is where you feel really sad for a long time. Okay, think about stress like if you have a pop can or something, you shake it, all right? The bubbles build up, you pop the top, and it explodes. That is your stress coming out, and anger, yelling, screaming, throwing, hitting, fighting, when you don't work to lower your stress. All right, so stress protects us from danger, helping us fight off danger or run away, but it can also build up in our bodies if we don't handle it. So how do you know you feel stress? Okay, well, stress can feel like butterflies in your stomach, which we would call nervous, all right? So first day of school, maybe you feel stressed because you got those nerves, right? You got the butterflies in your stomach, stomach ache, headache. You just got to get through that first day. Then you know how the school day works. You know who your teacher is. You know where your friends are going to be. You know how recess happens. You know how it all happens. Okay, maybe we're feeling that these couple weeks as we're coming back into school. Stress can also feel like a sudden rush of emotion, right? Like fear. Suddenly your heartbeat goes skyrocketing. You start sweating. You feel the need to protect yourself by fighting back, running away, hiding, or trying to protect yourself in any way that you can. All right, that's usually the negative stress. And stress can also feel like energy. You get super excited, it's your birthday, or you win a game, or there's a snow day, your team wins a championship, okay? You get hyped, you get amped, you just get so excited. That's positive stress, okay? And I think if you care about what you're doing, you're going to be a little nervous about it. If you have a test or a game, or you're playing something that's hard for you to do, you might feel a little nervous. And that just shows that you care, and stress is there to help you have that energy to get through whatever it needs to get through. When we have stress all the time, guys, it really eats at us, okay? Like I said before, it makes us sick and feel anxious. So what do we do about stress? Oh, well, funny you should ask. It is my favorite phrase, once again, coping skills. We've talked about coping skills in every single lesson this year. And I hope that by now you've heard me talk about coping skills so much that you don't even need to think about what they are. All right, but if you can't remember, I'll tell you, coping skills are the positive things you do that make you feel better. Is punching a wall a coping skill? Absolutely not. Is exercising and doing push-ups a coping skill? It sure is, okay? So the easiest coping skill that you can do no matter where you are or what you're doing is breathing. Taking breaths in and out, gentle and deep, until you feel your body relax will reduce your stress. It may help to count in your head as you do it, and if you can, close your eyes, sit down, find a quiet spot, but if not, that's okay too. Like let's say you're out at recess, you get mad about something, instead of kicking the ball or punching someone, you walk away, you breathe, controlled, as slow as you can, in and out, until you feel better. I guarantee you it'll take 30 seconds, but you have to let yourself do it. You have to give yourself permission to say, you know what, self, it's okay to calm down. It's okay to let this stress go. I got to breathe. I got to walk away, get my brain right, come back, handle my problem when I am in a well-regulated state of mind. That's right. Well-regulated just means you're not feeling stress. You're ready to make a good decision. Okay, so breathing is the easiest, number one simple coping skill that we can all do right away, no matter what's happening. I've done it. When I started doing it, it was amazing at how something so little can help so much. Other coping skills, guys, aside from breathing and talking to someone, whether that someone is a friend, a parent, a teacher, a counselor like Mr. Fry, and being rested, get your sleep, please. Remember that we all have a lot of coping skills we can use. We just have to remember that we have them, okay? So my coping skills, we've talked about this, right? Guys, I love to ride my bike. I love to play basketball. I love to go outside. I love to take hikes, whether it's in the snow or whether it's in the 100 degrees weather. I like to be outside. I like to read books. I like to play music. I like to listen to music. There are so many coping skills that we all have, okay? Maybe you like to play with a dog, or maybe you like to play board games. Maybe you like to do art, no matter what kind of art it is. Listening to music, okay? What else do we have here? Playing with slime. Oh my gosh, you guys still do that, playing with slime? I hope so. Some other coping skills. Things like gardening. You have a garden? Maybe not right now, obviously, but in the summer, if you have a spot of land, you can get some tomato seeds for like 99 cents. Put those tomato seeds in the ground. Oh my gosh, you'll have tomatoes. It'll be amazing. You'll feel a sense of reward from just putting some seeds in the ground. Puzzles, hugs, origami, jumping on a trampoline if you have one. Taking a rest, right? Just laying down for a minute. Showering, bathing. A lot of people like to lay in the bath and just relax, okay? So no matter what your coping skill is, you got to remember that you have it, okay? They're positive things you do that make you feel better. Remember that you have them and use them. And finally, stress will happen. When stress happens, remember to breathe. Use your coping skills and remember that you can handle it, okay? Remind yourself you can do it. I can do it. It's okay to talk to yourself in your head. No one will look at you weird if you're talking to yourself in your head because no one knows you're doing it. Who knows what I just said in my head? You don't. I do. Also, Don't forget about gratitude. We talked about gratitude last time. Okay? Gratitude, if you don't remember, being thankful, appreciating what you have. Practicing gratitude is like stress repellent. Think of insect repellent. You spray it on, insects don't come near you. Gratitude, it covers your body in stress repellent. You practice gratitude and it helps reduce stress before it happens because you're ready to take it on. You know what you have. You're thankful for what you have. You keep yourself in a good place as much as you can, right? No one's perfect. We all have stress, but you reduce your stress by practicing gratitude. All right? So try it yourself. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd like to talk to me. Send me an email if you figured out how to do that. I love getting them from you. And I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this lesson this way.